for. So when I played for Dunboyne, I was captain of the team, but my manager was actually a woman,
Yeah.
and what she always said to us was encourage,
Yeah.
and say if when you're playing a match and someone roars and shouts at another
Yeah.
player, that would be the thing we'd get in trouble for the most, for giving out to other players and not being encouraging.
Yeah.
So that was
It's important to be positive.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how you say
To your
things to
teammates.
people, especially if you're a captain, you have to be a good leader,
Yeah.
but you have to do it in the right kind of way.
Yeah.
So if you're only going to be the type of person that will just give out to
Yeah.
people,
You need
people
to
aren't
set
gonna
an
want
example for the
exactly.
team.
People aren't going to
role
want to
model,
listen to someone who's just
Yeah.
saying mean things to their teammates. You
Yeah.
want to, if people need to be told something, say it in a way that's right.
Yeah.
So you're giving someone positive and saying things like, "Oh, you can do it better the next time.
Yeah.
Head up for the next one," and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
They
that was
give
a
them
big
more
thing.
confidence.
Exactly.
Did you win any silverware at Ratoath Dunboyne?
I won a few things. I think when we were playing under 16, I think we won the A League. I think we went undefeated that year. I think we only drew one
So the
game.
Invincibles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a shame because after that, I actually left that year, and then a lot of people left, so that team kind of didn't stick together.
Yeah, and players was
Yeah,
barely anyone.
and then I think for my last year for Ratoath, I think we came second in the league when we really should have won it.
Yeah.
We were close with a team called Hardwick who were very good. That was in the Premier League.
Yeah.
In NDSL, it was like under 18s. I played up, and then for a few other things, I won a few things with Dunshaughlin. We went the year and won the cup and the league the same year, and I played in a competition it was for the NSL for playing against a team from Northern Ireland, but it was just you play one match and it was like a cup final.
Yeah.
The Ricara Cup it was called, but we didn't win that. We lost. So I have a silver medal for that. But yeah, I won a few things for football.
The fifth question is, what was the best piece of advice that you got playing football? You kind of said it earlier. But
Yeah, there's another few as well. Like that I said earlier, like to try and be encouraging to other players and think about how you'll say things to people and not be giving out.
Yeah.
As well for like your own personal. When I played Gaelic football for Meath, the coach Barry, he told us that if you're gonna do something, try and do it to the best of your ability, no matter what it is.
Just
So
keep
that-
practicing, you'll get better at
But
it.
that means inside and outside of football. So whatever you're doing, you try and apply yourself as best as you can. What he always said was, don't make excuses, because once you make one excuse, it's always easier to keep making the same excuses. So if you work hard at something and you apply yourself as best you can, and you just kind of carry your own mindset into it, that whatever you do, be it school, be it where you work, be it where you play football, where you play Gaelic football,
You could get something out of it.
yeah, if you apply yourself to the best of your ability, people can tell the difference between someone who is trying their best and is really putting their best foot forward compared to someone who's just showing up and going through the motions. So whatever you do it as best as you can.
Yeah. Questions. Is it 6?
6.
Oh yeah. As well as playing for Ratoath Harps and Dunboyne. Oh yeah, you already told us, but you were also a goalkeeper for the Meath minor Gaelic team. How did you feel being the Meath number 1?
Yeah, it was a really good experience. It was really nice. I played for the Meath team all the way up from under 14, 15, all the way to minor. So to get out to actually play minor football with Meath was really good. It's the first time I got to play in front of like somewhat of a crowd in a stadium like Park Tolchin or O'More Park or Crow Park or anything like that. So to get to that is really cool. To represent where you're from is really, really a big thing for your, like, representing your family, representing where you're from, like your club, and then representing your county as well is massive. So there's a lot of people who've gone before who have done like really inspirational things and really big things for me. So it's just kind of to try and carry the mantle for that.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really like, I'm very grateful to have got the chance to do it.
Question. See that one there? I didn't
Yeah.
get. So, do you have any goalkeeping tips for young goalies out there?
Same as anything. If you're trying to improve at anything, practice makes perfect. So
Yeah.
the more practice you can do, the better.
Be confident in yourself.
Be confident. Yeah, that's a big one, especially for a goalkeeper. If a mistake happens,
Yeah, just forget about it.
exactly, you have to just try and put it behind you and look to the future, because once something's happened, there's nothing you can do about it. For a goalkeeper, you have to be very decisive. So once you've made a decision, say if you have to close down or come and say if you're playing soccer to catch a corner or something like that, if you've made that decision, go with it, because when you back out of a decision like that, that's when problems can happen. If you go wholeheartedly for something, you're more likely to be the winner of the ball or be the one who saves it. And yeah, just practice as much as you can. Like if you have any friends that can go down and take shots on you and stuff like that, it can be a really big help.
Because like if you think about that mistake that you made, it kind of affects your confidence and
big time. So
mindset.
if you can just learn to deal with, nobody's going to be perfect. So every goalkeeper is going to let in some goals. You know, there's no goalkeeper that's never conceded any goal. So just you have to learn to accept that. Exactly. You're the best keeper in the world. So you have to learn to accept that, and then just do the best you can.
As well as taking football seriously, did you enjoy the great experiences you had as a footballer?
Yeah, I met a lot of friends through football. It was really fun. It was the main thing for it. Like I played it for enjoyment. Obviously, I did take it seriously, and I wanted to do the best that I could. But when I played, I made a lot of good friends like that from Dunboyne and Ratoath, and when I played with Ashburn or with Ratoath, there was a lot of people from Ashburn and stuff like that that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't played for those teams. So to get to meet those kind of people is really good. And just the experience of like you said, getting to win a few small things is really nice, and feel like you do well in a few matches and stuff like that is a really good feeling. So
and I think this is the last question. Were you an important player for Ratoath and Dunboyne? Well, you were the captain, so technically.
Yeah, for Dunboyne I was captain, but I'd say that was more so because I could talk.
Yeah.
So I would be the type, especially if you're playing as a centre half, you kind of need to have someone there like a Van Dijk or Harry Maguire that's leading the defence. So to be able to, especially when you get into full-size matches, to be able to have someone to talk to the defence, as in for like offside traps, and even I feel like any player that's kind of in the centre, so like a centre mid, a centre back, they're kind of good players to have as captains because they can see what's going on around them. And they're involved as well. They're not out of the picture. Like a centre forward or a goalkeeper is kind of a bit far away, and they might not understand the same things going on as a midfielder who's really, or a centre back who's really in the mix of it. So it was good to be captain, but you have to take that responsibility as well. There's people that'll do it differently. And for me, it was mostly trying to encourage other lads and talk to other lads around me, because I knew I don't have a problem with talking in a match especially. So to be able to do that helps other lads. Some people might find it annoying, but for me even it helped me. And then for Ratoath, I suppose I played centre back with one of my good friends from Nunchakna, and I felt like the two of us played really well together. He was captain then when I went to Ratoath, and even though he was captain, you still need leaders all over the pitch. So I didn't change how I played at all. I'd keep talking, keep encouraging, just keep trying to do the best that I could for the team. So whoever, doesn't matter if you're captain or not captain, if you're there playing, if you're even on the bench or if you're starting, you can influence the team. Like in training, if you're pushing for a position, you're helping the team by making the player who is ahead of you at the minute play at the top of their game to make sure that they keep their jersey. So there's definitely ways that you can be a leader without having to be captain. So
can I ask you one final question before we go? If it was like a cup final, how would you calm if it was like the biggest game of your life? How would you be able to calm your nerves?
There's ways that you can do this. One of the things that we've learned is visualization.
Yeah.
So if you kind of take a second for yourself before the game, kind of have everything calm and play through positive moments or positive things that you've done in your head, to visualize good things that can happen and kind of show yourself that you can do those good things. It's one technique. And then as well, say for example, if something goes wrong, and you start thinking, oh no, I'm after making a mistake, I'm after letting the team down, you're still in a game, so you can't.
It's not over.
Exactly. You can't take yourself out of the game until the game is fully over. So if you can have a trigger. So for the All Blacks, they do something like that. That say if they make a mistake, they'll hit their leg, and that's a trigger. That they say, right, I've grounded myself. The mistake has happened, but I'm refocused for the next ball. The next thing is all that matters now, because once the pass is gone, there's nothing you can do for it. And yeah, that's just trying to be for me personally, trying to be as relaxed as possible. I'd probably listen to some music, maybe sometimes in the dressing room, or I'd try and be chatty and just talk to a few of the lads, just kind of stay relaxed, because I feel for myself, if I'm more relaxed, I play better than if I'm all tense up. It's I can make more mistakes. So trying to be as relaxed as possible, but you kind of learn as you keep playing through things, even through soccer and when I was playing Gaelic and stuff. The more you do it, the easier it gets, and the more you realise that there's always another game, whatever, if it's the biggest game of your life, it's not going to define who you are as for football and outside of football.
Okay, thanks for joining me today, Adam. Don't forget to, that's the end of the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to All Things Football. And yeah, thanks again for joining me in the interview, Adam. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.